All right. Well, hey, Brooke, I appreciate you being here today on the K Monkey Podcast Show. I am a big fan of yours. Before I even knew that you were one of the owners of one of your companies, I was using your company for helping myself in this vacation rental industry. And I got to meet you in person a couple months ago at one of the conferences, and just got to know you a little bit more. And just awesome about what you've already done in this industry, what you're currently doing, how you've helped spearhead this growth that we've seen, and doing it in your way, and also having the experience you have. And also what I really like is that you also have a initial in your first name, just like I do. So I feel like we have that common ground. But
We
Brooke,
didn't like our first names, so we went by our middle names, right?
exactly. So Brooke, please introduce yourself, your company, your companies do, and how long you've been in this industry, and just
Yeah,
a little bit about you.
would love to. Well, Alex, thanks for having me on here. Yeah, it was great getting to meet you at Darm. We were lucky enough to sit next to each other at dinner one night and just really hit it off and really just enjoyed kind of the hearing your journey, your entrepreneurial journey, and such a nice guy and I love what you're doing. I love disruptors, and you were definitely a disruptor. So thanks for having me. But yeah, my name is Brooke Pfautz. I've been in the short-term rental industry for about 17 years. Cut my teeth, started a little management company in Ocean City, Maryland. I knew nothing about vacation rentals other than the fact I stayed in one a couple times. I didn't even live in the town. I actually live in Baltimore, Maryland. So every Monday I just drive down to Ocean City and talk to anybody that was stupid enough to listen to me about my vision and idea of building kind of a different, unique vacation rental management company. And that, I guess that caught on, and we ended up growing that company from 0 to 500 properties in 5 years. I sold that company in 2013, had various other leadership roles, but mainly around growing inventory, and that kind of became my thing. And 6 years ago, I started Vintory, and Vintory is a sales and marketing platform that helps professional vacation rental managers grow their inventory or add more properties. We don't do anything with guests. We don't do anything with OTAs. We don't do anything with operations. As my father said, who was an entrepreneur, riches and niches, Brooke, be the best on the planet at something. And that's what we did. So our mission is to be the best on the planet at helping vacation rental management companies add more properties. And we don't do anything else. We're the only company that does this exclusively. And we've helped over the last 6 years, we've helped over 850 companies grow their inventory. And it's, look, we've learned a lot along the way. We've learned what to do. We've learned, more importantly, what not to do. And it's been a good journey, but we're never satisfied and we're never happy. And we're continually, rolling out new features, new products, and new tools for our partners to make that process easier for them. So it's not about the end. It's about the journey, right?
Absolutely. Well, they say that the top of every mountain is the beginning of the next mountaintop.
Right.
It's not that you're not happy where you're at. You just know that you have more to do.
Yep.
And so when you were able to grow your company to 0 to 500, are you taking those same principles that you did and then applied it into the company you started, Victory, or are you now learning new things while you've gone and continuing implementing, or how's that
Yeah.
working?
Oh, I mean, it's so funny because if I look back, yes, there are some of the core fundamentals of growing that company. Obviously, we've implemented into the baseline of inventory, but I've learned probably like it probably got me from 0 to 1, and when I started Vintory and what we've learned at Vintory was that one, I think right now we're at 1,000. The lessons that I've learned from helping not just, my company, but helping other companies grow 850 or more, the lessons are 1,000x what I did. So we've definitely, I mean, we never had the software tools like this. There was never a data platform where you could instantly, quickly retrieve all the data in your market to contact information. I was doing it manually. Like the CRMs, the only CRM that existed back then was Salesforce, and it was like $37,000 to set up. HubSpot didn't exist, so we built a CRM. Like all these tools that we built out now, never existed. And obviously, things that would take thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours to do, we've made it down to hundreds of dollars a month, and just a couple of minutes you can build out those same campaigns. So most of those lessons have actually come post that, but obviously that was the baseline, that was the foundation of Vintory, was kind of taking those lessons that I learned from building Vantage from 0 to 500.
And then are you working with, like, out of your 850 clients that you've helped, are these people that already have a book of business or already have like a portfolio they're looking to grow? Or these people are like, hey, I'm getting my feet wet and I want to start from ground like zero? Or when's a good ideal client for you to they're looking to grow their business, or they are looking just to start from scratch, or is it both?
Yeah, the funny thing is, Alex, is everyone wants to grow. Everyone wants to add more inventory, and even the people that say they don't want to add more inventory, I say, well, if you look at your 100, unit portfolio, and they say they never want to grow to more than 100, I say, well, let me ask you this: if I could replace your bottom 10 properties with the properties that look like your top 10, would you do that? And they're like, oh yeah. And we've actually done an analysis on that. If after 3 years, if you do that every year consistently, replace that bottom 10% with your top 10%, you're going to end up doubling your revenue and you're going to end up tripling your profits by doing it that way. So even the people that don't want to grow, I guess what, they'd still want to grow. But yeah, I mean, we help everybody, anyone that wants to grow. So we literally have property managers with one property all the way up to managers with 7,000 properties under management, so, and anyone in between. So as long as they want to grow, they have a little bit of capital to invest in marketing, because there's nothing worse than saying, hey, I want to do this but I don't have any money to do it, because you got to have a little bit of money to spend on marketing, and have time, because guess what, it does not happen overnight. This is one of the things we preach in the sales process. This is one of the things we preach in onboarding, is even though we've had success where people have signed up properties literally within weeks of signing up, that is not the norm. It takes time, it takes consistency. You have to be consistent in your marketing, especially if you're a new brand in a highly competitive market. Like just expect you're going to have to invest some money into marketing and just doing it. But it's that continuous marketing and just being in front of. There's something called the rule of seven. It takes like 7 touch points before somebody actually recognizes your brand.
So I totally agree, and that reminds me a lot of my real estate days when I was working for a title and escrow company,
Yep.
and I would work with these real estate agents and helping them farm a zip code or farm an area. So, and when I saw Vintory at first, that's kind of what it reminded me of. Is that kind of so? Like, what is someone getting into when they're partnering with you? Are they giving you a zip code? Are they giving you a property address, and you're finding the nearest neighbors, or what are you looking? I mean, I'm sure you don't have to give up your secret sauce, but like, what is someone looking to expect if they partner with you? Like, what are you helping them with? Just
Yeah.
postcards, mailers, all the above.
Yeah, we do a lot, and I'm just as a my mantra is like help don't sell. So we are an open book. I mean, we kind of disclose 98, 99% of what we do to everybody. If anybody's gone, my competitors are sitting in some of my sessions and literally have used that against me, but that's okay. It's a big industry, and I'm okay. In general, it's help don't sell. So, at a high level, our platform does a couple things. It's data. We're the largest database of vacation rental homeowners in the world. You take that data, you identify your targets, your ICP, your ideal customer profile, and then you say, hey, these are the people we want to go after. These are the properties that we want in our rental program. Then once you've identified those homeowners you want to go after, then you got to market to them. You can market to them many different ways. The ways we recommend would be email. So we built out a really cool cold email engine. This is not constant contact or MailChimp kind of emails. This is direct response copy. There's an art and a science to it. And then we also are the largest mailer of direct mail in the industry. We sent over 1.25 million mailers last year, so we can target those targets. Direct mail does work. I know it seems like we're going backwards in time, but direct mail definitely works in this industry. And then we do some digital marketing campaigns as well. And then we've built a really cool CRM and marketing automation platform. So we drive all those leads to landing pages that we build. We design them. They're designed to convert. And then when that traffic kind of identifies and fills out a form or makes a phone call, it goes into our CRM and our marketing automation program, and it allows you to kind of nurture those leads. And then we provide and build a bunch of other tools to make it really easy to kind of close those deals. So we have online rental projections. We have tools where we integrate with like the MLS and Realtor.com. So as soon as you identify properties that would be good properties for your rental program, you can send text messages or emails directly to the realtor saying, hey, Jan, I saw your new listing at 123 Maple Street. We think that'd be a great property in our rental program. And then would it be okay if we sent you a rental projection? And then we can drive them to another landing page that we have that actually has an interactive ROI calculator where they can kind of fill that out, or you can just send them that ROI projection. So we give them a lot of other tools that they need. And what we found a lot of times is if we do everything right, we send out all these we send out all these marketing campaigns and we start generating leads. But if they are not responsive, if they don't pick up the phone quickly, then 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be successful. So we started a inbound answering service. So we'll actually answer the phones for you, and we'll set up appointments on your calendar, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to sit there and literally just show up at the appointment. Or if you don't even want to do that, we've established kind of the best closers, and we actually launched a outsourced fractional business development team where we knew the psychometric personality profiles of the top closers, and we created an entire team of nothing but those profiles. And we can do everything from answer the calls to act as like a representative of your team, and then send you over kind of a signed contract on a silver platter. So literally everything from beginning to end, if you want.
That's phenomenal. I mean, and that's like, I mean, you do need this, speed of lead. That's like the number one thing they say in
Yep.
sales. So you're right. Like you could do all the hard work and do everything and give them an opportunity. If they don't answer the phone, then you could go to the next person. So that's
Well,
awesome.
it happened because that's exactly what happened. I had two gentlemen last year cancel on us on the same day. And I see reports and I see the number of leads we were generating. And the one gentleman had 34 untouched leads in his database in the CRM. The other one had 20 something leads. And I'm like, aha. So I called him up. I'm like, hey, I noticed, you guys just put in your cancellation notice, but like we're doing our job. Like we generated 34 new leads for you. And you guys never called them. He said, Brooke, I hear you, but we're still canceling. We don't get the ROI on it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like I can do everything right. We can do everything we're supposed to, but they don't do their part. And it's not successful. So I said, if I would have had if I would have had one of these profiles over here, the persuaders, the trailblazers, the captains, those kind of profiles, the psychometric personality profiles, I knew they would be successful. And so that's what we did. We built an entire team of nothing but those profiles, and they're killing it. They're absolutely crushing it.
And what you just described and what you're able to do, it doesn't sound like it could just be for vacation rental, like hosts or owners. It sounds like you could help like vendors as well. I mean, that's something that, I mean, we're all kind of going
We
after the same people, which are the owners of these short-term rentals, right? So you could have other clients, or you just
Yeah, so
sticking.
we could, but my father was an entrepreneur. He said, "Brooke, riches and niches,
Yes,
and
yes.
don't chase." And look, I'm an entrepreneur by heart. This is my fourth real startup. I probably started about a dozen others on top of it, but four with actual like real revenues.
Yeah,
And what I found is, chasing shiny objects is sometimes at the detriment of entrepreneurs. And I'm sure you're an
yeah.
entrepreneur. You've probably, you have more ideas than you have time, and I'm the
So
same
true.
way. And sometimes I've learned over my a 25, 30-year career now, being an entrepreneur, like sometimes you just got to be really, really focused and say no. I think Warren
Agreed.
Buffett has some kind of quote, something to that effect. It says, the people that are truly successful say no to 99% of things.
I love that. I had heard something recently when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else.
Yes,
You gotta
I
be
love that
careful what
quote.
you say, yes to or no to. No is a powerful word. People don't say it often. Um,
Every yes is a no, right? Every
that's
yes you say is something is a no to something else. Yep.
so true. And
So
so,
choose wisely.
I love that aspect. I was thinking more selfishly for me. I would love to have, that data that you're having. So that's more what, but a million percent what you're saying. I say the same thing in our business too. Like I just want to be really good at can to curb. That's what I really want to be good at. I could probably do other things, but can to curb is the one thing I want to be an expert on. And I learned that from the real estate days, the Gary Keller, the one thing,
Yep.
just having your one thing. And how I really, I didn't even know that you own this other business, but Comparent, that's and back to what you're saying of no sell but show. That's so true because the Comparent website, I was introduced to that by Kit, who was a sales manager at Vacasa, and she's like, "You don't know about this?" And I was like, "No," and she showed me, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like what is this?" She goes, "It's free." I was like, "Holy!" So you are true of what you're saying because you do have this other company out there that showcases. Top property management companies in each market. And so is that something that kind of spun off from Vintory as well that you
Yeah.
like,
So the what I realized was as we were kind of building out Vintory, and we were kind of obviously had this huge database of, not only do we have the largest database of vacation rental homeowners, but we also have probably what I'd argue be the largest database of professional vacation rental managers out there. And we're constantly going out there and scraping data. We're scraping Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com. We're scraping directly from property managers' websites. And we have all this information. And I was thinking, I'm like, if I'm a homeowner and I want to shop and compare for the best property managers, professional property managers, where would I go? And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, there isn't anywhere. There is literally isn't. The only thing, the closest thing you can find would be Google reviews. That's it. And I'm like, I mean, if I'm a homeowner and I want to shop and compare, like, look, you and I have been in the industry. We could probably make some phone calls. We could do some research. We could probably figure out how to get like their Airbnb reviews and things like that. But the average homeowner has no clue. And I kept on thinking about this as like my brother. If my brother, he's an architect in DC, if he were to go out there and buy a vacation home in Bethany Beach or, Ocean City or Outer Banks, how would he find a manager? Well, he would call me and I would do some research and we'd figure it out, right? But if he didn't, have a brother that was in the vacation rental industry, how would he do it? And I'm like, he would struggle. And it was like, it would literally just be like probably a referral from the realtor and that's it. So I said, you know what? There needs to be a website out there, and we have all this content already, but there needs to be a website that allows vacation rental homeowners to easily shop and compare for the best property manager. Like, shine a light, bring transparency, and that was one of the core values of Comparent, was to bring that transparency, bring that information to the public to let them shop and decide who's the best property manager. So what Comparent does is, again, it's the largest database it's the largest marketplace of professional vacation rental managers. It's 100% free to list. It's 100% free to shop on it if you're a homeowner. Eventually, we'll figure out how to monetize it. Eventually, we'll have some paid subscriptions you can do where you can upgrade your listing and get more features and things like that. But you will always, forever, it'll always be free for vacation rental managers and homeowners, to at least for managers to make their listing and get reviews from homeowners. But it has information like it pipes in all the Airbnb reviews. It pipes in all their Google reviews. It pipes in all their Vrbo reviews. You can actually start getting reviews from homeowners. It actually pulls in their metrics too, like how many properties do they have? What's their ADR? What's their occupancy? How many properties do you have by bedroom type and things like that? And it gives the management company ability to list all that information. And what we've done, and I've been in this industry for 17 years, I've created the top 10 questions that every vacation rental homeowner should ask, but they don't know what to ask. And we built that in an FAQs for every property manager, so they can go in for free and fill in that information, and they can display that and highlight your management company. And my theory is they're finding this information one way or another. They're going to do research and they're going to look for you. You might as well update your listing and might as well claim your listing before your competitor does, and just highlight your services, because again, we're driving tons and tons of traffic to this site. I mean, the average management company is getting 60, 70, 80 homeowners per month looking at their listing. So
Wow.
why not at least highlight your listing? If you're not on there, it's like you're not, you're not at the game. There's some quote, something about like you're either at the table or you're on the table. You know what I mean? Like, you at least want to be at the table and not on it.
Well, you're definitely giving people the opportunity to be at the table. So they just need to know that there's the opportunity and where it's at. So if people are looking, or listening to this right now, like how would they be able to find you? How would they be able to find, Vintory, comparing, like what's the easiest way for them to go to and get some more
Yeah.
information?
Yeah, I mean, it's real easy. So you obviously go to Vintory.com, Vintory.com. You can go to Comparent as well, and then or you can follow me on LinkedIn, Brooke Pfautz, pretty active on LinkedIn. And yeah, easy way. And if anybody wants to email me, Brooke@Vintory.com.
Well, Brooke, I appreciate your time today and dropping this knowledge for us, more about your company, your past, where you're at right now. And I know that I have some listeners that are going to love hearing this and now know how to grow their business. Or maybe I got some homeowners that are looking to add their long-term rental and short-term rental. Now they can look at some companies in their area and have a better chance of picking and choosing from your comparison. So thank you again for everything you do in our industry and everything you have done and continue to do. You're a legend in this industry, and I appreciate getting to know you and looking forward to more opportunities this year as well.
Well, I think Legend's a little too much, but thanks anyways, Alex.
You got it. Thank you.